I'm doing it for my daughter. Right here, this is the Situation Room. And boy, oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, do we ever have a situation. We have quite the situation. We're playing Gary's Mod Gaming, public, monetization on. Sam Hyde addresses the ban. The ban. Idubbz triggered and trolled Free Froggy. Damn. What a mess. What a nightmare situation. What
it is quite a mess.
Crazy. These people are crazy. It's the chickens have come home to roost for fake nice guys.
Yeah.
Which is what this is. This is a fake nice guy epidemic is what this is. This Idubbz gentleman, I don't know if you know about him. But he's one of these guys. Yo! Let's see if I can start a fire here on my mouse pad. He's one of these guys, Jet, who is all about being nice and saying things like, oh, he's just the nicest guy. This is just the nicest group of people. These are just the nicest, but under the skin, ain't nothing nice.
It's zombie under
It's zombie under skin. It's zombie under there. Meanwhile, you got people like me. I'm not even going to say the thing I did for charity recently.
I will say it was generous, and I was shocked.
In all seriousness, I did do something recently that was quite a monetary. It wasn't that much of a setback. And you know what? If I take credit for it, what does this air button mean? Do we need that on?
We'll just turn the air off.
Take us off the air.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to talk about that because for something to be virtuous, I think it has to hurt you.
Yeah.
So if I gain public goody points for what I did, it's not going to be virtuous anymore. It'll be clout seeking. So let's just ignore that. Edit that part out. I did something bad. I didn't do something good. But these people, in all seriousness, these guys like Dad, whose swag is unforgivable.
Geriatric.
It's not geriatric, brother. It's fucking theater kid unhinged with a $0 budget.
Yeah.
Theater kid gone wild with no money.
Gone wrong.
This guy is the definition of the phrase "gone wrong." I think it's if it's wasps, it might be that it's has something to do with once you reach a level of economic success and like dinks, dual income, no kids, that whole like 80s, the thing that started coming up in the 80s, and also being more if you're a wasp, you're more susceptible to virtue signaling, and it is like if you say what virtue signaling is on one level, it's that it's the same thing as conspicuous consumption. So if you have a lot of money and you want to let people know you have a lot of money, you go buy a Lamborghini, because a Lamborghini, it is obviously a depreciating asset. It's a waste of money. What you're telling people is you have so much that you can afford to throw it away. That's what conspicuous consumption is about. And there's parallels in the animal kingdom of like just mating rituals where you're, I don't know, throwing bananas away, letting bananas rot in a pile to show that you don't need the bananas because you have so many. That's the philosophy behind conspicuous consumption. And virtue signaling is on one level just an extension of that, and it's that you have so much. It's kind of like this. It's kind of like James Dean smoking a cigarette in a leather jacket on a motorcycle. I have so much vitality and so much youth and so much energy that I can afford to live dangerously. I can afford to throw it away by smoking cigarettes. I can afford to throw it away by riding a motorcycle without a helmet.
That's the way I live. I live like 3 lives.
Yeah, exactly. That's another thing. And so then virtue signaling is like, it's the ultimate, because I'm so rich and so secure in my position, and I'm so high above the rabble and the riffraff, and I'm so not a hillbilly, that not only can I afford, forget a Rolls Royce, forget a Lamborghini, forget the cigarettes and the motorcycle, I can afford to throw my culture away. I can afford to throw away my genetic, everything, basically everything that my ancestors worked for over 20,000 years of genetic differentiation,
and be G.G. Allen.
I can afford to like, it doesn't matter to me that we're bringing in replacement levels of people that are genetically not like me. That doesn't matter to me because I'm so secure in my position. I have so much that I can throw it all away. That's what that's another level psychologically of what's happening with virtue signaling. And it's like, also,
Let's stay right there though. Hold on. Who told you that?
That's something that that's put together from watching all these guys, but that's a Stefan Molyneux point.
Okay, so that's the equivalent of like, hold on, an academic, right? The behavior of a New England academic is like that.
Well, you remember the Sopranos, when they show the Northern Italian,
yes,
the psychologist's friends having dinner,
like the sausage spinning,
and they're trying to distance themselves from the lower Italians. That's also what's going on to a degree.
So like that's like in my neighborhood, I have like a couple of hey bud, get real. Kamala's gonna take the White House. It's kind of like an educational Libby New Englander that's just holier than thou.
Yeah,
living on a teacher's pension. But it's because I didn't have to do anything.
But those people, they really are desperate to show that they're not hillbillies.
Yes,
they're not rubes. That they're sophisticated. And I think that the kid hate could also have to do with virtue signaling, where it's like, I'm so secure in my position and I have so much to give away. We can give away our genetic future, and I don't even care about my offspring, kind of thing.
That's fucking crazy.
These little fuckers will, first of all, beta male vibes. You ever catch that off anybody?
Like they can't get pussy, so they're
the way they get pussy is by like texting 1,000 times.
Pesterer type.
Pestering, of thing? Guilt. They make women feel they like basically guilt women into sex.
Feminize themselves to try to get closer.
Beta, like men like this, like sensitive beta males, the way they get pussy is they get pussy in like a feminine way. Yeah. It's really fucked up.
It's depressing to see. I've seen instances of that many times.
These are the guys that they'll fold, they'll turn on you, they'll gossip about you, they'll talk shit about you behind your back. One of the craziest things is whenever this doesn't really happen so much anymore, but back in the day, I remember giving people gigs, like here's an editing gig or whatever, and then you'd see some like 4chan post, someone would send you a 4chan post that's like some guy talking, it's like, I have insider access to the core workings of MDE. I know Sam and Nick and Charles personally, and I have a lot of information about what it's like to work with them. And like sometimes we can pick up and tell like who it is.
Yeah. And
it's like someone that like Charles, someone that Charles doesn't even know, someone that Nick talked to once, and someone that I paid like $250 to do some fucking like thing.
Yeah.
But these beta males, get them out of your circle, man. They're dangerous. These are dangerous people. They'll fold on you. They'll gossip. They got severe beta male energy, and the way that they maneuver through life is in a feminine way that it's gonna fuck up your shit somehow. And if this is you, fix it. Fix your T levels. Start lifting. Do what you got to do. Read That Way of the Superior Man. Read A Fire in the Belly. It's another masculist book that you should read. Fire in the Belly. But fix your shit if this is you. Stop with this kitty cat. I'm kitty cat man. It's me, kitty cat man. But yeah, I was thinking, if the one art form that probably is the most difficult, transcendental, where it has the highest capacity for beauty, it has the highest capacity to make a the highest capacity to affect the psyches of like regular people, of everybody, and is also the one that's the most transcendent. Like, and by transcendent I mean it's like reaching towards God, is what architecture does. And with all this stuff is made by men. Women are basically never any good at this shit. Women architects, the stuff they make is like from the devil. There's this one Saudi or Indian architect that's famous for making a bunch of stuff in London. Her name's like Kalipunur or some shit. And the stuff she makes, it looks like a glass vibrator. It's fucking nuts. Women are women with their bodies create the ultimate. This is from Frank Yang. This is a Frank Yang thing. Women with their bodies, just via a biological act that they have naturally, produce the highest thing that can be produced, which is a human life, obviously. Okay, and men, all the activity that men do is an attempt to, I don't know, be as good as that. That's part of what the psychology that's going on there. Women can just, and this is not to denigrate childbirth, but it's built in with them that they can, by default, if there's a lot of nasty people out there being born. Okay, there's a lot of people on OnlyFans shaving their heads, making their husband take their last, these types of things. But we're talking about art forms. We're talking about books, movies. There's a lot of bad books. There's a lot of bad movies. There's a lot of bad music. Okay, there's a lot of bad people being born. But the act itself is like the highest act, and they have it by default. They don't even have to. It's very difficult. They have to work for it, but it's not something that like they have to spend their whole life striving for. Okay, yeah. So men have to do all this bullshit to come half as close. And I think that my hunch, not having thought about it a lot, is that architecture is the one where the medium or the act is the closest to giving life. It's creating shelter. It's reaching out to God. It's building it's a collective thing. It's a civilizational thing. So that's why I said architecture is the highest art form. But I'm not really. I'm not an art historian, so I don't know. Maybe maybe VR games is the highest art form.
Because it has movies, interactive, and it's real.
And a headset.
And a headset. None of your business. Welcome to Severe Beast.